Spawning down in the bottom right hand position as the blue Terran player. He represents my insanity. It's Jjakji. And his opponent up in the top left hand position. The green Zerg. It's hOpe. Currently the score is 1-0 up to Jjakji after an amazing defense of a relentless swarm host play by hOpe, where he was able to turn it around into a mech composition incorporating a lot of Vikings and Ravens. And with some great drop play with a couple of Hellbats, Jjakji just brought it back from being what I thought was a long way down. Brilliant play, and that's got to be very frustrating for hOpe when he was in such a strong position. So, game number 2. What will it have in store for us? Frankly, I do not know. Part of me thinks that both players will go back to a more traditional playstyle, so Bio Mine coming down from Jjakji, and from hOpe, probably going to see Ling Bling Muta. Game number 1 obviously was very different. It was mech out Jjakji, and hOpe went for those swarm hosts quite early. In response to the mech, I might add. So, basically, it's up to Jjakji what he does. He's going for a barracks first, with a refinery coming down too, so it will be a Reaper most likely coming down early. Probably, considering how Jjakji's been playing with that Reaper, it'll be followed up by a second one, and then he'll go into 4 Hellions worth of production for that nice little push. And in the previous games, he's opted to get Cloak Banshee off the back of that to try and deny the third base, playing very harassment heavy, and it's worked nicely. hOpe's options are to punish that. Well, the main thing is scouting it. He needs to know it's coming so he can get Spore Crawlers down in time for the Cloak Banshee, and so that he can get a decent number of units out to defend against that Reaper Hellion push. Assuming hOpe can do that, he should be absolutely fine, and we saw him defend against it nicely in the first game. So, for the moment, hOpe just coming across the map, getting a little bit of scouting information down about the opening from Jjakji. He should see the Reaper pop out, and that's very important that he sees that coming, because that's when he knows, okay, one Reaper, that means that a gas is there, just about to pop out now. The command center should be following this up, and that's also going to get confirmed by hOpe, so he should have all of the required information now to deduce what his opponent's doing and decide how best to react. And having this gas down probably is the best way to react now. He needs to get speed, he needs to make sure that he's able to deal with any aggression coming in. 4 Lings coming down, I would expect to see him go up to 4 Queens as well. That's a solid way of playing it. But for the time being, just kind of chipping around, going to take out a couple of these drones, or try and take out some Lings, and the Reaper just being a bit of a nuisance. Second Reaper is now down on the field, and once you get 2 Reapers out, that's when Zerglings are definitely in a dangerous spot. You need to be exceptionally careful of what comes your way. But yeah, all in all, it looks pretty promising from Jjakji at the moment for an opening, but also hOpe in his defense. This Reaper's only got 1 Zergling kill so far, and as long as it sort of stays at that low number, hOpe's got nothing to worry about. Jjakji's natural base nearly up, the second Reaper staying back at home. Not something that you often see, but I can assure you the reason that's happening is very calculated. What Jjakji is doing is hiding the fact there's a second Reaper, therefore hoping to catch his opponent off guard with the 2 Reaper 4 Hellion push, because he's not getting down the Banshee. Instead, he's just adding in that third command center very early, playing very macro orientated. There could still be a Banshee following this up, it's plausible. The Tech Lab would have to start pretty soon though, and the Banshee and the Starport would also have to begin pretty soon. But for the moment, the 2 Hellions just still poking. Hope's doing a good job of keeping them back, trying to defend against it nicely. All good. Tech Lab coming down on that barracks, but no Starport for the moment. That suggests that it's not going to be Banshee, and instead just going to be a quick stim timing. So, Jjakji's still poking and prodding around, having a good little bit of fun, trying to find an opening. Has the first 2 Hellions rallied across the map already. The 3rd and 4th also going to be joining them. But suspecting this is coming, we see hOpe adding in a couple more Zerglings to the production, and also taking the unconventional third base south of his main, as opposed to the right of his natural. Now, Lings coming forward, the Hellions can start chipping away at those with the aid of the Reapers. And of course, the Queens do have to be a bit cautious. There's only 3 Queens down, but 2 of them are at the natural base. I would have liked to have seen 4 Queens, and there we go with a 4th in production just to help hold this push off. But Jjakji is retreating. He's going to be playing more passive. He's forced a lot of Lings, and he's got his 3rd on his way, so he wants to have enough in order to defend against any potential aggression that may be coming forward. So, Hope takes an additional gas. That takes him up to 2, so nothing too crazy yet. Should be seeing a lair get started fairly quickly. It is required. Maybe slightly later now. He's got obviously the double evolution chamber down. Depends whether he wants to prioritize the lair or the double upgrades. It will likely be the double upgrades that come out first. It is better to get those down sooner just because they take so long to get out onto the field. But these Hellions and Reapers are still pushing in. Jjakji, unaware that this third base is down, does now see though a drone getting transferred over, and as he checks up to the top right again, can probably work out, okay, third is over at the left. That's where I can be targeting. This base vulnerable to drops because of the dead space behind it. Also, elevator play up into the main and the third, like that, very problematic because of the ground distance. Now, Queen taking some damage is going to be able to survive as Zerglings come over to rescue her. But the Zerglings themselves, they're taking quite a bit of damage. Jjakji and Hope both losing very little, however, 100 and 150 resources respectively. But Jjakji's economy looking strong at the moment, especially with this third coming down so early and floating down so early. He's just going to want to try and keep the pressure on. The more Zerglings Jjakji forces, the lower Hope's drone count is. But Hope doing a fantastic job at the moment of shutting down this Hellion play. Unfortunately, we're able to survive at the moment, and drones are starting to get roasted. Queen a bit late to the party in stopping that, and the Queen, very low on health, will go down. That is a massive win for Jjakji. So of course that's hurt production. More drones are taking damage. Jjakji kiting them back. Of course, Hellions can kite drones for a awesome amount of time. And well, boom, down goes another drone there. Fun things are occurring. Drone kill count now up at 13. That's actually very significant and not really what you want as a Zerg player, especially when the Hellion is still happily chickening away. The Queen finally puts it out of its misery of near death. But Jjakji now at a comfortable SCV count, and Hope quite a long way down on where he should be in terms of his income. So, Baneling Nest is in play. We've got the lair on its way down. The double upgrades for Hope also coming through. But double upgrades for Jjakji are pretty much the same time. Jjakji's are actually fractionally ahead. Hope's fourth base is coming down. He's also adding in a macro hatchery. Always a good move when you're going up to your fourth to get a macro hatch, just for those additional lava, because you've got a lot of money banked up anyway. A good rule of thumb is that if you're sitting there with over 1,000 minerals banked up as a Zerg player, and not for any specific reason, make a hatchery. It's generally not going to go wrong for you. And yeah, Jjakji now just going to start applying a bit more pressure. He's got 2 medevacs. It's a nice little push. A problematic little push, especially when there's only 12 links down. A lot of drones potentially could die here, but Jjakji going for the guaranteed damage, forcing a cancel. A couple of banelings are morphing in, but Hope losing a good number of drones. Unfortunately, the split capability in these mineral fields is more difficult, but focus firing effectively takes out a lot of banelings. Jjakji, like a beast, takes them all down. He's in a very good position to engage against lings, and now we're seeing queens get taken down, drones get taken down. Jjakji up by a lot of workers, and Hope, unfortunately, not looking to be in a great position here. The 1-1 upgrades really helping Jjakji, and just great control. We can see Jjakji's APM up at an average of 260. Just playing absolutely brilliantly there, focusing down those banelings. Hope will deny the drop into the main for any more damage, but already 31 workers killed. This is the new third base for Hope, but drops are coming down there. Banelings ready, but of course banelings drops coming down on top of banelings makes trading a bit harder, because obviously the banelings want to detonate just on a single marine. Hope realizes with this multi-pronged drop, after that much loss, he's not going to be able to level it out, and GG. So Jjakji takes the series 2-0, and well, we move on to the finals.